and Ossoff's victories in Georgia mean that the Democrats now have the narrowest of majorities possible in the Senate. The Senate's now split 50-50, but Vice President-elect Harris will be able to serve as the tiebreaker. So that means that Biden now is going to have control over both the Senate. Well, Democrats will have control over the Senate and the House, which means that Biden will have the ability to push forward a more ambitious agenda than was previously thought would be possible, given that it was expected that he would have to be fighting with McConnell in the Senate to get things passed. So in the short term, this means that he's going to be able to get his cabinet members most likely passed. It also means that there's the potential that he can give Americans $2,000 stimulus checks and push through some expanded funding for states to distribute the coronavirus vaccine at a faster rate than what we're currently seeing. It also means that Biden has an opportunity to push through some of the bigger picture, more ambitious parts of his agenda, things like climate change that he's focused on, raising the minimum wage more broadly. This gives the ability for Biden to also push through some judges and have more of an impact on the courts that we'll see across the country in a way that would not have been as likely if McConnell were still in the Senate. You know, one of the things I think that really did help the Democrats in Georgia ultimately was being able to argue at a time of economic crisis for, for these stimulus checks, for direct relief to American consumers, as so many Americans are hurting. And, there's a lot of gray in politics, but in something like that, it was a very black and white situation. And, when we came out of the election originally, I knew there was going to be the Georgia runoffs. I felt like there was this sentiment that it was going to go Republican way, especially, there's going to be this uproar over Trump losing. And then, Georgia, which has historically been Republican, like they were going to come through to make sure that didn't happen. But I think things had just gotten so bad that, Republicans were willing to say that they've had enough. And so, look, as things evolve over the next few years, elections are going to be, we're not going to see necessarily a repeat of what happened now. This is a very specific and unique circumstance. But I think in this case, and, for Democrats to so clearly be on the side of Americans in this case, is a lesson to take forward.